Thanks for giving me this opportunity, Shiva. And so somebody was asking, tell me about your company first. This is for you. I'm sure many of you are aware of Dell Technologies. Some of you might be using the computer as well. Still, I'd take a minute to show who we are and what we do.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you. So that's what we do, and I proudly come from Dell Technologies. This is Subhashni Balakrishnan for you all. Around 21 years, 6 months with Dell Technologies, and I've done only workforce management. And this is Karthik, my chief of staff. Again, 15 years.
14, yes.
14 years with workforce management. Okay. So, as you have seen, human progress is built on idea, right? Many of the technologies or many of the innovative stuff have come from simple layman ideas, which is evolved. And we truly believe from Dell Technologies, human progress is built on ideas, and no idea is a bad idea, right? So with that, I'm here to present an idea which we discussed a year back. I think I discussed in this forum. Prashant, thank you, Prashant. I remember discussing with him about an idea, and today it is a solution, and we have successfully deployed. It's been successfully running for more than a year now. So what the idea is all about is, I would say, this idea is also a solution to our current problem that we have been talking since yesterday. Two things we have been talking. One, AI, digital, right? How do we get ourselves there? So all of us are brainstorming, that's one. Two, demand capacity. How do I match these two, right? We were talking about how do I predict the right demand or the right capacity. This solution is about how do I arrest my problem that I have in hand? Meaning, how do I leverage the capacity that I have somewhere, right, for somebody who needs that capacity? So this is about a solution that will also solve the demand capacity problem, which is real time, the solution is dynamic. It's not I'm going to do it manually. There is algorithms built, and that's what we're going to talk about. So what's a problem statement here? Adaptability to ever customer changing needs. Persona-based model. As a customer, I am important. You're not answering me on the phone. I will call you, I will chat with you at the same time. If I'm not getting attention, we spoke about it yesterday. I go to social media, I don't care who you are. I need an answer, right? I am a gamer. I need to talk to somebody who can help me. I am a racer. Tell me somebody who can talk to me with racing background, right? And those who have spoken, a couple of teams spoke about the gig economy. I'm trying to leverage that as well. Huh? I'll come to that. Thanks for that. So, coming back, now how do we optimize our resources effectively and provide persona-based experience is what we are achieving, right? That's what we are trying to achieve. On the right side, many of the other teams also projected this. We started with letter. If I may have to translate on phone, we started with telephone. It is still there in our home as a showpiece. How many of us use it today? Right? It is the mobile phone. It is the technology, the bots. We don't want to talk to anybody anymore. It's a bot. Okay? The shift from assisted to unassisted is the name of the game, or the change is all about, all right? This project, I would divide into two sections, one for the assisted and one for the unassisted. And this is primarily to do with the assisted, where somebody is helping, somebody is there on the other side, a human, right? Now, the fifth generation or the fifth revolution, I would say, is where the personalization is all about. We spoke all these things yesterday. I was glad that we were having the right kind of discussion. Or personally, I was happy that I'm thinking right, because all that we spoke was there, right? This is where we are heading into telemetry. You can take big data, competition, anytime, anywhere, any device. How do we get all these things? How do we make this happen? How do we make this real and personalized for our customers, right? So with respect to the problem statement, Karthik, if you can move on to the next one. So with respect to the problem statement in itself, right? Flexible, fungible workforce is what I'm arriving at. Today, our system on the left side, right? Probably a year back, when I say a year back now, extremely rigid, nimble, very highly complex network. For a multiple billion-dollar company like Dell, you can imagine the complexity, the kind of products, the kind of warranty offerings, right? So much complexity. Just for the consumer support, I have around 500, 600 queues. I have 3,000 skill sets. Do you think it's easy to manage with 15 RTAs? Right? So the complexity is there. This is for that kind of a network. Now, how do we make it entitlement agnostic, channel agnostic, location, anytime, anywhere, any device? I go back to that, right? Again, I want to remind us, it's for the assisted support that I'm talking about. So coming from the technological company, I want to invest on the smart routing, which is the dynamic routing. That is the concept that we're going to talk about today, right? Before we move on, I'd like to present a case study. Welcome to the future. Yeah, somebody, last year when we were speaking about this, digital was a window into the future. You know, it's not even a year, we are into the future already, right? So let's go through the case study.
Office. His computer, Billy the Bear. He works a remote job utilizing a Dell computer in his home office. His computer is his lifeline and the most critical piece to his work life. Unfortunately for him, he's just had a hardware issue on his desktop that has popped up right when his quarter end report was due. Let's follow his journey with customer support. He goes to Dell.com to chat with an agent who recommends him some troubleshooting steps. None of these are seeming to work for him. He disconnects the chat conversation and calls Dell's technical support. Here you will see the call routing system that shows the wait time per region. Since Billy is based out of the United States, he's been added to the US routing queue that has a long wait time. There are agents that are free in other regions, such as Latin America and EMEA regions, but this routing system is only supporting regional queues. So Billy better get used to hearing elevator music, as he's going to wait a bit longer to get his computer fixed today. As he's waiting, let's see what's happening in the background in the agent assignment queue. In order to get the right help he needs, he will need to wait for someone that specializes in desktop hardware within the US queue. But no worries, we finally have Sophia who can help. Now, this is not the best match for Billy, whose primary language is Spanish and struggles communicating in English. He will need to do his best to communicate his desktop hardware issue the best way possible. Once Sophia understands the problem, she recommends troubleshooting steps that Billy had already performed earlier in his chat session. This is frustrating Billy even more and prolonging his resolution time. Eventually, Sophia helps Billy with his problem, but not before his quarter end report deadline has already passed. Unfortunately, the current customer engagement tools won't provide the seamless and efficient experience that our customers and agents expect. This results in poor performance across the board with our most important KPIs. But wait, we can fix this.
All right, don't we have this problem? I'm sure all of us are going through this, right? Somewhere or the other. Now, don't we have a solution? We do, the legacy way, what we do. I remember your name, so I'm taking you as an example. Sorry, Swapnil. Swapnil is in India. He is managing India tech support customers. I need support for North America. I move Swapnil. Swapnil, I log in into make him to log in the North America switch, give him the credentials, train him, go help them out, right? And then come back to your own queue, right? I am moving Swapnil, right? Here, and what about the India tech support queue? It is a permanent movement, right? That's the call that I am taking today. Just an example that I'm taking. Likewise, we have the resources which is available during the day, during the night, across the globe. Now, how do we leverage this, right? And here is the thing. So, do we have a solution? Yes, we had a solution. We have a solution. We have been manually, our RTA teams have been moving people in and out. And to your point, how do you know that he can handle an European customer? How do you know he can handle a premium warranty, right? All those skill set, database, everything we got to manage. We need to do the upskilling as well, right? And RTA will reach out to the business client. Hey, can I approve? How did you skill this person without my approval? My CSAT is gone. We have come across this day in, day out, isn't it? So this is a structured model wherein, I'm coming to the solution now, right? Where we have people staffed based on their upskilling, and it's not an overnight process, it takes time. And this is in collaboration with the business, because you can't just have your folks trained on 4 different skill sets. You need to manage the super agents. Initially, you start with super agents. You don't want to touch your new hires. You want to give them the ramp time, right? In collaboration with the operations, including the metrics, including their performance, how this has been measured. It's a collaborative effort that we were able to deploy. Instead of moving Swapnil to the queue or the other region, I will move the calls to Swapnil. He is there where he is. If he is available, if his queue, his parent queue is protected, right? No, not taking a hit and like moving him completely into a different network, getting the customer to Swapnil, the American customer, and help him out. So that is the strategy that we have worked out. There are 3 routing rule on the BRE that we have put in, which enabled us this dynamic routing, which we will take us through. Before that, let's go through the case study, and then I will give you the technical aspect of how these 3 routing
Let's
changes
hop in the
enabled
time
us.
machine and show you how omnichannel will transform our customer experience. With omnichannel in place, we will capture Billy's intent and context of the call as soon as he dials in. We know his problem, we know what troubleshooting he's already done, and we will connect him to the right agent that can fix it. With Billy's preference of connectivity, his call, chat, or email will be connected via the unified global routing engine, which will leverage our entire global workforce. Regardless of location, our global workforce is available to any customer at any time. This greatly reduces our customers' wait time. Let's pick out Greg, who is based out of Ireland. Greg's agent attributes match perfectly with Billy's customer attributes. Greg already knows Billy's support history and context of the call. He immediately provides Billy with a new solution. Greg is able to build a connection with Billy, diagnose his issue, and provide an effective solution within minutes. Soon enough, our silly bear is back to work with plenty of time to turn in his quarter-end report. Omnichannel will not only improve our customer experience, but it will revamp our agent experience by giving them the ability to seamlessly switch between channels. Blended agents can go back and forth from voice, chat, and email, giving them all the channels within their existing Salesforce desktop. We will also be gathering combined analytics and reporting across all channels, which will allow us to constantly monitor our performance and provide improvements retroactively. In addition, Omnichannel will automatically reassign stranded calls and chats. They will also have the ability for customers to reconnect to the same agent across channels and will integrate to the existing virtual agent solution that is already in place. Omnichannel will transform the way our agents and customers interact, helping them build a trusting and positive relationship that will have a direct impact on our most important KPIs.
All right. So, with respect to the omni-channel, I mean, there is integration of all the three channels. When we talk about the tools, I will mention one tool which helped us on the alternate channel per se. But coming back, shifting gears into voice, the technology or the routing mechanism that enable us for this dynamic routing in our complex network is one is the cross-switch routing, hybrid routing, and the program called Jaguar. Okay, so first one is irrespective wherever the employee is available. We see an availability. I am not moving the employee to this queue. The call will be moved to that employee. I'm making this happen. And when this will be moved, not at the expense of the parent queue, I mean the supporter. The donor will not get impacted because the input is from us. When you have five agents available, when you have your service level or your OCW, wait time is like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, then you go help him out, not at the expense of the parent queue. So by helping, I am not dinged, right? That's one thing. Second thing, it is all dynamic. No intervention of the RTA team. Nobody is going to do skilling, unskilling, resetting the skilling. Okay, it is loaded as a reserve agent. When the time arrives, when this guy needs support, right, it will automatically divert there and the calls are managed. Now, have you heard of this concept, a customer waiting in two queues? Believe me, it's possible. And we have explored this, experimented this, right? You cannot, once you get into a skill, you're done, finished. You have to skill somebody, clear the call. How many of us have faced this, right? There is a way we have figured out to bring that call back into the, cloud and handled by someone else, right? It is possible. It is technically possible. And this is helping me to avoid the OCW, which we call the oldest call waiting, right? Initially, we started off, I'm talking on a scale of 23 million contacts a year. That's the scale I'm talking about. 0 OCW is what we're targeting, right? And we have been successful with 30 minutes. Now we have, okay, we're doing well. Let's come down to 15, right? So that we are stressing ourselves on the goal and making it happen. Eventually, it is a customer experience, right? And I'm not forcing anybody to take a call. The person who's upskill, who's trained, all this background work that you all spoke about in the previous meeting and the previous presentation, it's there, it's happening. Okay, a new hire, when he gets tenured is when he will get into this kitty, right? So I'm also happy to share what percentage of the people have you upskilled so far? Like I said, it was like a 1 year, almost 1 year project now. We have successfully skilled about 70% of our staff, upskilled. When I say that, everybody has got 2 skills or 3 skills added. If I am available, I'm not just supporting my parent queue, I'm ready to handle. Where this helps me drastically is the night hours, right? India Tech Support night hours, we staff like 20 people for between 9 p.m. and 9 a.m., right? Today, I don't need to staff. It's my peak North America and they can manage. Likewise, vice versa, right? I'm taking advantage of the staffing that I put just for coverage. We all are doing that. Right? No, 2 people. What if this guy doesn't come? Put 1 more. Right? So those are the situations that we have which can be very well arrested because somebody else can pick up. I am not bringing that person to this switch. Rather, I'm moving the call to the switch where the agent is available. The third one is quite interesting for all the partner managers here. Right? This program is quite interesting. This is also about, I mentioned solution to demand supply, right? Assume you are over offered. Okay, let's take that situation. Okay, you go, the queue is with the partner, you're helping them, you're telling them, okay, go staff, you need the, another 20% capacity immediately. Is it practically possible? Yes, your partner can move from different accounts, maybe in a 3 week. Immediately, can you resource the capacity? Can you bring in the capacity? No. So you can just get your Dell batch to handle. Okay, Shubha, can't you have an allocator? I'm not talking about that specific region. Say if the problem is in India, I will have a North America or an EMEA agent to pick up. The load is distributed. On a global share, it is very minuscule. Probably I'm trying to sort out for a 500, say 1,000 calls. For that particular partner, it may be a 30% capacity. But on the global scale, I can easily solve just by enabling this. Okay, that's the advantage. And let me tell you another aspect of it. Say we are under offered. Okay, you will be paying your partners minimums. You definitely don't want to do that, right? Already you're paying. So what you can do is restrict them. You will have your, there are different names, maybe the minimums that we call. Restrict them to the minimums. Rest, have your Dell batch to handle. They're sitting idle. Right? Pay what is required, and that is the efficient or optimized utilization of the resource. So this technology, we have enabled this with the help of our IT team and our RTA team, legacy RT team, and build this logics, which is working very well for us. Today, I would say 50% of the workload what the RTA does for a queue size or for a 23 million contacts that we have is reduced because we do not do this manually, and it's been taken care, and it's helping me with the optimizing the resource and also better experience for the customer, because we are not even allowing that one customer to wait in the middle of the night as well, irrespective of region. Okay, that's the beauty of this project. With respect to the ROI, this was initially an idea, like I mentioned. Now it is a solution which is already in place. It's become it's a part of our DNA, right? It's no more, wow idea for us. It is there, exists. What you can improvise next? How can you get in the channels in, right? What more you can do is the thought process that we are heading into. But having said that, this year has been very difficult for some of the companies. I'm sure each one of you had a challenge, right? Topstone challenge. Okay, first half, okay, it is looking, sales, inflation, and whatnot. Another bridge item which comes in your, the waterfall is the Forex. That has an impact. Now, how do I make it up, right? So everybody gets that Topstone challenge, 3 million, 4 million, go solve it. This is one of the BTC, but I say BTC, it is bend the curve, right? BTC ideas where we will be able to put $1.5 to $1.8 million on the table. Okay, this is what I will commit. How? By doing this, by not giving enough required number of calls to the customer, by not hiring for the seasonality. We had monsoon. I did not hire. I leveraged the American resource. Now we have Thanksgiving coming in. I'm not going to hire. I will leverage the European and American resources. Were we not doing this? Yes, manually, but now it is automatic, right? So that's the difference. So what's on the table for this year is about 1.5 to 1.8 million, goodness, which we were able to help, which was not part of our original plan. And I'm really happy to, contribute, or, how we, as WFM, so one of them said, anywhere, you are the only function you speak to anybody, right, across the organization. Now, gone are those days where CCO will give the capacity plans, demand plan, finance will take, go implement, right? We are also one of the members in that pillar, right? Along with your operational excellence, along with your business idea, CCO, what can you do better? What is your bet on the table? The bend the curve. What is your commitment, right? So even we are part of the game in terms of commitment, in terms of reducing cost. So I'll submit my project here. And yes, it's my turn. Questions? No questions?
We have one.
And you talked about one call waiting in two queues,
Yeah.
right? So one of the challenges that it will actually impact your KPIs. How would you address that? Like, for example, if you have to measure the offered calls and the answer percentage.
Wherever it is eventually offered. Okay, look,
No.
understand one thing.
See, offered calls is what is hitting the switch. See, the answer plus abandoned is equal to offered.
Offered.
Right? So if it is abandoned, then it is part of the offered.
Yes.
So that is what I'm saying. When you have got a call which is waiting in two queues, right? If it is hitting two queues, then don't you think it is duplicating the offered calls?
No, it doesn't, Sapnil. That's what, sorry, it doesn't.
Siraj.
Okay, it doesn't. The reason I'm saying is it is waiting in both the queues, both the skills. Okay? Wherever the availability comes in first, that person is going to take it.
Right.
Okay, so the guy who was picked up, there's no way he's going to get abandoned. It's not a loss for the person. But if he is picking up the call after the SLA, he will have an SL impact. That is going to definitely reflect, and that is reported in a separate metric. By helping him, my service level is not getting impacted. That queue service level is impacted, but the advantage that I have is I have not abandoned the customer, at least I have supported him with the delayed time. Got it?
We'll discuss.
You can share the workflow with him.
Yeah. So I
We'll
can
connect
connect with you
offline and share
offline
the
to give you
work.
more details on the
It's working
calculation.
brilliant, trust me.
And there are a few different fields that needs to be considered in Avaya, which we can discuss.
We'll show you the calculation.
Can you answer that once again? So if the call gets abandoned, so it impacts which queue out of those two? Because none of them have answered.
It will not impact the parent queue because it is going to impact on the secondary skill, which is the receiver. All the calculation will go to the queue which is need the help. It's just that, okay, there is a call waiting in Americas. Okay, you are an India switch, for example. The call is waiting both in India switch and European switch.
Right.
Okay, there's no availability, that's why it's coming out.
Right.
Okay, now you both are there. There is no call, there is no availability. I'm going to park this customer in both the switches.
Right.
Americas and EMEA. Okay, say Americas comes first well. Okay,
No, the question is
allow me to
if it
complete.
gets abandoned. Answered, I understood.
Yes, so the customer comes into this switch, for example. Okay, the skill, the reporting of the skill is not attached to you. It is still attached to them. You are not impacted in any way. You know what I mean?
Okay, so the primary queue gets impacted if it is abandoned.
You will not get impacted just by supporting. That the skill where he is entering, that skill reporting is attached to Americas. So for Americas, I'm not abandoning. I'm not asking the customer to wait for 30-40 minutes. I'm still giving them support. You are not impacted in any way just by supporting the guy. Yeah, no, you are right, Swapnil. Go
So
on.
later it's going to impact the entire planning because here the things are getting manipulated, right? So calls might get double counted.
Smart way of handling it is not about manipulation. It is about using the resource that is available in India tech support. I would call it that way.
Thank you.
Good question. Anybody else? Well, we can take this offline. Gentlemen.
Last question. Thank you so much. All right.
Yes.
So you said that you are multi-skilling agents at the tune of 70% approximately. So
Yeah.
when you're actually multi-skilling agents, skill is one thing. Do they have separate systems or they are all on the same system? So if I'm a customer care and a retention, let's say, and a sales, when I get a call, I should be knowing which tool to open if I have multiple tools, right?
Great question.
So in that case, how does it work in your environment?
Very good question. So we have a single platform, SFDC. Okay.
So in that case,
And
it should have been
everything is
it should
entered.
have been common in the first place, and
Yes.
you guys are just consolidating it, right?
Yes.
So it should have been there. Now you guys are consolidating.
It is there. The platform that we have is consolidated. I can pull the customer service agent data or any data in that platform.
Got it.
Okay. The one that we do not have, I'm going to be honest with you, which I'm still working on. That's my biggest problem today. I'm not able to link Sprinkler social.
Okay.
Right? While the case work, everything is there in SFDC, I'm not able to link that data to my legacy switches like voice, chat, and email because, concurrent. Now the customer is coming through social as well.
Yeah.
Right? That's one challenge
Digitization.
that I have, which we are still exploring.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much,
you.
Subhashini
you.
and team. Okay.
Thank you, team.
All of us, you.